Today's project is to make a knife block, nicely angled, including scissors, out of Maranti Pine. I've cut 7 blocks that size, about 210 centimeters long, and this was out of a piece of Maranti Pine that is, let's see, 14 centimeters by about 160 centimeters. Doesn't have a support at the front here, like a lot of them do that you see in all the second-hand shops when everybody gets rid of their knife block, but I put the scissors here instead of in a front support there. The angle at the bottom is enough that this faces towards you and is quite stable. Now, to get that correct angle at the bottom, I've cut off a wedge-shaped piece at the bottom there, and so this is 210 along there, and down this side here I've measured off, I think that's about 190, and then I've taken 20 centimeters down there and 20 centimeters in there, and that gives me just a nice angle. Can you see that? 20 centimeters from that corner, 20 centimeters from that corner, drawn the line across there, and then I'm going to cut this across here with my jigsaw. Right, I'll fix this piece onto my bench. I like to clamp it down, and then I don't have to worry about holding it too strongly, and give it a cut across here, just on the outside of the line. I prefer the jigsaw. I can't use a circular saw. I make some terrible cuts. So there we have 7 blocks cut at the angle, and they can freely stand, ready to be slotted using a router for the different knives. And the different knife shapes and widths and thicknesses I've got plotted on a piece of paper. Now, I've marked all the boards up, and you can see that I've got the boards numbered. So there's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and where they interface with each other, 5 goes onto 6, 6 goes onto 7, and that's where I'm going to put the knives. I'm going to put them on this side on every board, and so this is knife number 1, which I've taken from my paper template and just roughly put the size on there. And I'll make this probably a little thicker than a normal knife in case they get a nice square bladed knife, and then I'll get the router onto those and see how we go. On my workmate bench, I've set up an angle here so that I can support my block of wood without having to use my hand to hold it in place and provide the pressure against the router. This is my little Dremel router, and I've set the side plate there so that I can get straight onto that line, and I've set the depth of the router to what I need for that knife. Right, so what I'll do is get this spinning, wearing my safety glasses of course. And then we go across a little bit, adjust this over. It doesn't have to be accurate at this stage. Keep this pressed in so we get the right line. And I'll come right over to this side and just do this onto this edge. That should do nicely. Tighten that. Keep this pressed against there. and then I shall just work my way backwards and forwards across there till I've got that all routed out. But I won't take your time up with all that. I'll show you later. And then on to the last bit. I won't use my fingers. Nice, lots of splinters in this. This is Maranti Pine. It's very nice to work with. And that should do fine. I don't know whether it doesn't matter whether it's gone down too far. And make sure that's resting safely. So you can see that this is one of my square bladed knives, and that fits nicely in there, and even a smaller one will fit nicely there, and just the right length. Now before we glue it together, it's better to just clean this up. One of my favourite tools. Bought this for $10 in a sale, and just clean this edge up here. So this is where you're going to be seeing the rough wood. Get rid of the splinters. Trying to give you a slightly better shot of the router here. I'm doing the smaller knife slot. I'm going to take this a little bit further than that mark. You can see just there. So that both thinner knives can fit in the same slot if you need to. So keeping this pressed in here, router on. Move it over, come to this side, that'll do nicely. I think the problem with these lines is that my right angle is not a right angle anymore. So there we have the 7 blocks with the slots cut, ready to be glued together. And that's the next stage. Right, let's get down to the gluing. What I'm going to use is this polyurethane glue. It's called Tech Grip by Silka. I'm sure there's plenty of others about. I think Tiger do one. Yeah. I'm going to put block 6, 7 onto 7. I don't want glue all over this area, so I'll just put the glue on here. And I spread it out with one of these loyalty cards. I'm not too worried if it oozes out the side, because this will expand just like polyurethane does, the foam. And just a nice thin layer. And the same on this. I've got to do this all over the place, so don't want too much down the middle there. At least the knife will cut it out if you get some foam in there. Don't want big globules sitting up. Right, I'll stick that onto number 7. Then 5 to 6 goes on to 6. So I shall glue that. And that's it to start with. Get this all done. You have plenty of time to get this put together, so there's no panic in getting the glue put down. Not like using instant epoxy, although you normally have plenty of time, providing you're not in let's wipe some of that on there. Temperature's not above 40 degrees. It's a nice 25 today, I think. It's very nice. And I'll carry on doing that. And finally, the last one on. I'll make sure I get the glue to the edges here, because I've noticed that there's a slight bow in this piece of wood, and I want the edges to bond properly, not leave too many gaps that I have to fiddle with filler. And the beauty of these plastic cards, of course, is that the glue does scrape off nice and easily, and then any glue that comes out the sides will buff that off with a sander. Right, get that roughly like that, and then we'll set it up with the large side down like that. Get it, good. Stick together. Right. Now I've put it onto a plastic chopping board there, so that I can get my level at the bottom. Then I shall put one of these on here. That's holding that in there nice and tight, but this side is sticking out a little bit because of the bow in the wood, so I'm going to use a block of wood on it, on this side for the screw part, and then get that screwed in and tighten that in so that the bow is taken out of the wood, and that's nice and tight, and I think we've just about got everything. I'll just loosen it off slightly, turn it up there, and just get this edge, get them all together, then there's less fiddling to do later. Get them all lined up, all nice and squeezy. Tighten up. I didn't put another one on. So there it is, all clamped together. I've put 3 on. I mean 4, 5, just to get rid of any gaps that were showing up. And that needs to be left for, well, 24 hours. Right, it's been about 24 hours since this was glued up. Take off the clamps. Not too much glue squeezed out, and all that remains is for me to give it a bit of a sanding. I won't go through that with you, I'll show you when I've finished. With all these wedge shapes that have taken off from the bottom of the knife block, I've got plenty of supply of wedges, propping open doors when you're hanging them on the hinges. Save you a couple of dollars from Bunnings or Home Depot. There we have the polished or sanded block, and I'll just clean the top off with a cloth soaked in alcohol, which I'm not at the moment, luckily. I'm going to just a quick wipe down with this dampened cloth, and then we'll finish it off ready for the kitchen with a dose of olive oil, extra virgin of course. Alright, just give that a rough clean down like that, and then some olive oil. Just do that on a piece of paper and get that rubbed in. And I should do that all over, and that brings up the textures and the colour of the pine really nicely. There we are, a 5 knife block. See how the grain has come up really nicely in these adjacent pieces here, and you can't feel too much of a join. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that.